Angry guy here, and women are now shaming men refusing to marry or date. Women are now shaming men refusing to marry or date. Now, this is a very interesting and important thing for me to discuss. It's crazy how women are operating in society, and I talk about the corruption that we are seeing. I want to share a comment with you guys. So, this was a response to one of my videos. This person, Jody, says the real red pill goes far deeper. Society is really messed up in many areas. And yes, we need real men to play it smart and stand up and fix it. Listen to what she says. We need real men to play it smart and stand up and fix it. So the men that tore down society, the Sims, these people, now women want men to come in and fix the society that the Sims, Chad, and Tyrone and modern women help lead to the decay. So to continue, she says, as for what you're worried about, that's it should actually be you are, but it's cool. As for what you're worried about, normally by the time the female is around 22 to 25, she's ready to settle down. Your Jen, maybe 30, she needs to feel protected and loved, especially if she wants a family. Men, you need to be confident. The Chads and Tyrones never last. Bro, do you see this nonsense? All right. Do you see this? Do you see this garbage? Women have intuition. They just need to use it more. Your Gen, unfortunately, has been brainwashed really badly from the education system and society. Don't worry, there's still hope. They didn't get everyone. So here's the thing. I'll be 41 years old this year. All right, I'm a Zennial, so I'm basically right between Gen X and the Millennials. All right, I'm 41 years old, so I'm not a part of. I'm old enough to be a father of a Gen Xer quite easily. Gen X, Gen Zer quite easily. All right, I easily could be a father of a Gen Zer. So I'm an old dude. I've been there. I've been there. I've lived life. I've experienced things. So this is nonsense. She's talking to me like I'm some kid. No, lady. All right. I've lived. I've gone through it. I've been to hell and back. All right. And this is why I talk about why black pill is so important. Black pill is so important because instead of I say that black pill is really just a progression of red pill values. The problem is that a lot of these guys, the incel community, they've taken it and they've made it into like a dead end. In reality, a lot of these men, they never go through the stage of red pill. They just go straight to black pill and then say there's no point in anything. If you go through the red pill stage, you're going to go through the stage of focusing on self development. You're going to focus on the stage of responsibility, self responsibility, and accountability. You're going to focus on making your life better, finding your peace. Those are things that happen in the red pill stage. The incels, they don't have any of these things. They don't go through the self-development phase. They don't go through the self-accountability phase. So they don't go through self-responsibility. They're not searching for their peace. All they care about is being in a relationship and finding peace through a woman. Okay, a woman has to basically a woman is their peace, which is absolute madness, and they don't care. No matter what other men say, they do not care whatsoever. And the irony is that those are the men that modern women absolutely want more of. They are absolutely creating these men who are completely focused on dating and relationships and getting validation from a woman. And they basically say that, well, if you don't have a woman in your life, then you have no value. You've completely failed. It doesn't matter if you are Nikola Tesla. The simps going their own way will tell you that you have failed as a man. It doesn't matter what you've done in your life. It doesn't matter if you're Nikola Tesla. It doesn't matter if you were Gandhi. It doesn't matter if you were Martin Luther King. It doesn't matter if you were Neil Armstrong. It doesn't matter who you. It doesn't matter if you were Jesus Christ. Okay, the Sims would say that Jesus Christ failed. He failed. Jesus Christ failed because he did not reproduce. Because as far as we know, he did not take a wife and he did not reproduce. So his purpose on earth was a complete and utter failure. Because the only purpose that a man should, the ultimate goal of a man is to reproduce. Find a woman and reproduce. This is it. This is their mindset. They are simps going their own way. Not to be confused with the Migglypuff community, MGTOW. And I say Migglypuff because I can't say the actual word here anymore. But not to be confused, we have simps going their own way. Simps going their own way. Simp towels. So I responded to Jody by saying, the thing is, why would any man in his right mind want to be with someone who doesn't actually want to be with him? Just because their intuition tells them to settle down, it doesn't mean that they love the men they are settling down with. They are only looking for good men because they want to survive, not because they love them. Men live hard lives. It takes us longer to build our value and reach to a point where we can take care of women and children. Why be with someone who who only is with us for our utility, while their hearts will always belong to Chad and Tyrone? A woman cooking for us, cleaning for us, being physically intimate with us simply because it's transactional is horrible. Eventually, she gets to a point in the relationship where she resents us, resents doing these things, begins to refuse to do these things, and starts creeping outside of the marriage and sneaking off to be with the men that she loves. She doesn't even want us to touch her or even be in the same room as her, and then begins looking for the exit out of the marriage because she can't stand being around someone she doesn't like anymore or didn't even when slash before or didn't like even when slash before she married them. Think about that very carefully, guys. She responded to this and she said, Jody responded and she says, I don't know who hurt you. This is what they always do. As soon as you spit facts, as soon as you're reasonable, I was very reasonable, very honest in my response to her. As soon as you tell the truth, guys, they immediately go, who hurt you? Who hurt you? So she responds, angry guy, I don't know who hurt you or where you have gotten your values and ideas from, but if that's how you are at this moment, it's no wonder you're scaring off the women. Scaring off the women. A relationship is both of you committing to each other. Guys, do you see what she says immediately? So I'm walking away. I'm a man walking away from Western society. She's saying that I'm scaring off the women. She knows nothing about me. She knows nothing about my dating life. She knows nothing about how many women I've been with. She knows nothing about, and she knows nothing about me. But this is what they immediately do. They immediately group you in with the inkles because the idea of a man choosing not to have a relationship, the idea of a man choosing to walk away from society and relationships with society, is basically a man that cannot get into a relationship or is a man of no value. This is how it works with women. This is how it works with modern day women. The very moment they meet a man who is rejecting the idea of relationship, dating, and 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 participating in society, they immediately say that you're a loser, and you're scaring off the women. How am I scaring off the women if I am deliberately choosing not to have relationships? Oh, there's no such thing as a man choosing not to have a relationship with a woman because we exist as men only to have relationships with women. A man cannot choose to walk away. A man cannot choose to live without a woman. This is the reality that she presents. Okay? If a man does not have a woman, it's because a woman does not want to have him. He has not found a woman who will accept him because any man that's this is guys this is the reality of it. So think about this very carefully. All of the men that are living happy and comfortable lives right now with their incomes making 50, 60, $70,000 a year, that have over $100,000 in the bank or $500,000 in the bank, are sitting on $1 million driving beater cars around and looking like I won't use the word bums, but looking like, guys that are just right below the poverty line, but living lives of extreme simplicity and luxury. These men are losers. These men are failures. These are men who cannot have a woman. Guys, this is madness upon madness. This is the reality I'm talking about. And she thinks that by shaming me and putting this message out there, this is what's going to bring more men back. This is going to stop men from walking away. Or we're going to shame you. You're only leaving because you can't have a woman. You cannot have a woman. Guys, there are This is this is insanity. This is madness. Guys, I have guys all over my channel. I have millionaires on my channel. I have guys who are making psychotic amounts of money on my channel. I had one guy who said he makes 300,000. He started making three he started making six figures in his 20s. He's now in his 50s. He makes $300,000 a year. 300,000. This is a man walking away. $300,000 a year. Guys, if you do the basic math, this guy's a millionaire. 300,000 a year. 300K. He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. Okay? And these are men walking away from Western society. And I've said this before countless times. Women will no longer have access to these men. And it just baffles my mind that this woman would throw yeah, this is how they do it. They throw, oh, you're a failure. Bro, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm walking away. I'm living a happy, simple life of luxury. Yeah, but you're still a failure. You don't have a woman. A woman doesn't want to be with you. That's the reason why you don't have a woman. Because you have these very toxic and misogynistic views. And bro, I don't have any of these views whatsoever. I'm just choosing not to be in a relationship. I believe that most women do not genuinely like most men, and when they do get into a relationship, it's simply out of necessity. So why be in a relationship with someone who's only in a relationship with you because they need you to survive, not because they actually want you? And I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who will eventually resent me. So instead I choose to walk away. Do you see, guys, you see this? Do you see this? I say, even when you say, listen, I'm not the guy she wants, I admit that these women don't want me. So I'm walking away from them. They don't want me. Listen, they don't want me. Okay? They don't want me. They will never want me for who I am. No matter how much I go to the gym and I work out, no matter how good I actually look, no matter if they find me cute, they can like certain things about me. I will never be a Chad or a Tyrone. Okay? I will never be one of these men. So they will never truly love me for who I am. Everything will only be transactional. The men that she actually loves, she will eventually go out and find. She will look for. Marriage is nothing more than a piece of paper. A marriage, and it provides much more. It's much more beneficial to a woman than a man. As a man, I don't need marriage. I do not need marriage at all. So let's keep on looking. So she said, I don't know who hurt you or where you have gotten your values and ideas from, but if that's how you are at this moment, it's no wonder you're scaring off the women. A relationship is both of you committing to each other and doing what's right for the other and sacrificing certain things to make each other happy. Their happiness should be yours and your happiness should be theirs, and so on. I'm sure someone already told you. Guys, this thinking is very intriguing because what she's doing here is what a lot of women do. They're trying to use the type of reasoning that men would use, but this is not the way that women ultimately this is not the way that women ultimately think. Look at what a woman does, not so much what a woman says. And to be clear, if you look at a lot of interviews with young women, they will literally say they want a man who makes at least this amount of money. So he needs to make this amount of money. He needs to be this tall. He needs to have all of these things, and he should never ask a woman what she brings to the table. That's not to say he should figure that out for himself. Figure it out for yourself. What does she bring? Don't ask her what she brings to the table, but she will ask you how much money you make. She'll ask you what do you do for a living, how much money you make. Do you have any investments? What's your plan? What are your plans for your future? And what would be your plans for her future as well? Like she'll ask you all of these things. What do you have and what are you going to do for me? A woman will ask you, what do you have and what are you going to do for me? And she will tell you that she is the table. And somehow this is what why would a man want to get into a relationship like this? And of course there are some women who will say this is not true. Don't those are young women, blah 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 blah. Notice here she also points out, she says that most women will get through this stage, they'll leave the Chad and Tyrone stage around the age of 22 to 25. So after they've been out there, we call it in the streets, and they've been going around with Chad and Tyrone, and they have body counts that are, higher than the Doomslayer. You guys love that pun. Then and a lot of these women today are they're waiting until they're even in their 30s or 40s to get to that point. Then they're looking for a good man, and after they've racked up these high body counts, a man is a guy who's worked his entire life to build value, to create something for himself, now is supposed to go and get into a relationship with someone who doesn't actually love him but is only settling down with him out of necessity, because the men that she actually loves are not marriageable men. But don't get me wrong, because she'll marry a guy who is boring, he's going to be a provider, a protector. He's going to come home, he's going to be attentive to her, he's going to listen to her. He's not going to be an f-boy. And he's not, but he's also going to provide stability. And of course, stability is boring. She needs highs and lows, because that's how women are. Women need dopamine rushes. There's no such thing as bad emotions for a woman. Both good and negative emotions are both bad emotions, and good emotions are good emotions for a woman. So both positive and negative emotions are good emotions, because what's that's doing for the typical woman is it's taking her to highs and lows, and as a result of that, she is getting her dopamine. She's getting her regular hits of dopamine, and that's what ultimately makes her happy. I mean, little girls, from the moment that they are young, they start to learn that by going from emotional highs and lows. This is the reason why they'll start to shriek and they'll have emotional outbreaks and so forth, because they get a high from it. After she breaks down in tears and starts kicking and screaming and going crazy and all of this, even as a toddler, what happens afterwards is her brain gives her a hit, and she's like, oh, that feels so good. I've got to do it again and again and again and again. So one moment she goes to an emotional high, then she goes to an emotional low. She gets her hit, and then she lives like that throughout her entire life. And of course, toxic relationships and being in relationships with toxic guys who will take them from emotional highs to emotional lows on a regular basis, they're going to say, these are the perfect men. These men, they cannot provide and protect, but they're giving me exactly what I want, which is a constant state of my emotions fluctuating from high to low. So she'll get into a relationship with guys who are stable because she needs those men to survive, but then she's not going to be interested. She doesn't want to be physically intimate with these guys. She doesn't actually like these guys. These guys are boring. She wants the guys who've won the genetic lottery. She wants the guys who are fun. She wants the guys that are going to give her the emotional rush that she desires so that she can get her regular hits of dopamine. So those are going to be the guys that she ultimately wants to be with, and those are going to be the guys that ultimately will father her children. That's the reason why so often in Western society you discover that you'll have a guy, he'll have multiple children with a woman, and then none of those children are his. Not a single one of those children are his. And at that point, the woman has to. She will not admit it. Like, I've literally watched episodes of Divorce Court where where the judge says, you are not, in the case of this, you are not the father. In the case of so and so, you are not the father. So he's not the father of multiple children. The woman will stand there in the court and she will swear up and down. She will scream and holler that she never cheated on him, that she did not cheat. I did not cheat on you. I never cheated on you. Bro, the DNA tests are right there. It says that those are not your children. And it was not, you are not, those are not his children. You were together the entire time of the marriage. There was no period of time in the marriage where you guys separated when those children were born. Okay, so you are swearing. So you would swear before God. You are swearing before a judge. You are screaming and hollering and swearing before a judge that you did not cheat. This is the reason why, guys, I warn you about this. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you say. It only matters what she thinks. It only matters what she says. If a woman can say that the sky is blue today and that the sky is gray tomorrow, and it doesn't matter if you say to her, well, bro, the sky is blue. Nope, it doesn't matter. It only matters what she thinks and what she feels. A woman could stand before Jesus. Jesus could stand before God, and God could show her, could take her back to the very moments of her life where she experienced these things and did and went through certain things. And he could say, look, we're right here, we're right now. This is exactly what you said and did at this moment. And she would say it's not true. And there's nothing that you could do to change her mind, because it is whatever a woman says it is. A woman's reality is whatever she says it is. It doesn't matter what actually happened. It only matters what she says it is. This is the reason why they say believe all women, because it is based on a woman's perception of reality. Whatever a woman says exists, exists. And they will say that they'll say guys like me are liars. They'll say guys like me have been hurt because I'm telling you truth and facts. Like guys, this is how, and I'm gonna block her afterwards. I'm gonna block her. Don't worry. I'm done. Like I'm blocking the Sims. I'm blocking these people. I'm blocking some of the Christians. I'm just blocking these people. But I wanted to share this comment with you guys so that you can see what men are truly facing. And this is the reason why we need to graduate. You know, we need to graduate. We need to take the next step after the red pill. There's something else. We need to go beyond the red pill. Anyway, guys, if you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications so you never miss another video ever again. Women are shaming men refusing to marry or date. What do you guys think regarding this? I want to hear your thoughts. So let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away and chill.